Hello. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me restart. Let me restart. Hey everybody, welcome back to that That's Not My Ministry podcast. Now I just want to start out with this is the third time that I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to record this podcast and get it done because my life and family and job keep interrupting what I'm trying to do. If y'all could just give me some few minutes to get what I got to say out, and then I'll scoot on out your way and go back to being a mama and working full time from home. But can I take a minute to just say what thus saith the Lord in my spirit about a couple of things, and then I'm gonna move on out your way. I won't be before you long. I promise I won't be before. Listen, but I won't be before you long. Okay, so welcome back. Get you something to drink. Get you something to sip on, because this gonna be one of them type of shows. I have water, but I am sipping the water out of my cup. Hold on, y'all can't see it. Hold on. It said, oh, wait, there you go. That's not my ministry with Abby. That's me, Abby. It's me. Oh, God. Oh, God. Dang, why my mouth is so dry. First of all, shout out to my Danny Boo. She made me my cup, and she made me a cup for Mother's Day. So I am sipping out of this. May be a merch idea later on. So, if you want to be a blessing to my Danny, you want to get your own specialized cup, follow her on Instagram. Let me get her Instagram handle, because this is support your friends all your life, not all 2020, not all 2021. Support your friends and their endeavors. But the base and something. Oh, did I open Instagram and she started screaming at me? The devil is a lie. Okay. I had to scroll down because I just sent something out to a bunch of different people. And I want to make sure my Danny, because I have her actual phone number. Mommy! If y'all don't stop giving me, I just want to make sure that I have her handle right. It is DEEJAYE 97 on Instagram. Follow her, follow her, and get you a cup. Or I'm gonna see if I can't get her a T-shirt made with this logo on it, because I love her and I love this. Okay, so that's enough of wait for me. We so while I'm doing this, we're gonna call Sister Portia. Sister Portia Williams, can you come down to the altar, daughter? Sister Portia Williams, can you please come down to the altar, daughter? We need to talk to you. We need to talk to you because, daughter, and I need to talk to, because I've seen this a lot from some of the women on. There we go. Boom. So we need to talk. We need to talk. I need to talk to Portia, and I have a few words to say about some of the comments from some of the women that I have seen on the Instagrams, on the Facebooks, on the YouTubes in regards to this whole situation. So we are all well aware that Portia has snaked this woman's husband. Now, I really want, and Portia's daughter, come close. Come down to the altar, because we need to talk to the Lord about you. First of all, I really don't understand. Let me say this in a way that's not going to be rude. Hello, water. Oh, I'm excited and jealous. Okay, hold on. I really don't understand how you do not, people make choices and don't understand that their choices have consequences attached to them. Like, how do you, like, I was always raised that whatever choice that you make, you can make, you are free will to choose whatever it is that you want to do. But being that you have that free will to make those choices, you also have consequences for whatever it is that you choose to do. When I rolled up on old girl at church, I was already ready to go to jail. I was ready to go to jail. I was okay. I had settled my heart and mind about it. I had thought about how my pose was going to be when I took my mug shot, like how long I was actually going to have to stay in there. I made sure I had on good grandma panties so that it don't be no nothing when I get there. Like I was dressed to be frisked if I had to be and ready to go in cuffs and sit in the back of a car. I was ready for all of that because I knew that could be a consequence to the action that I was about to do. And I was ready. I was 110% ready to do all of those things. So I don't understand because I was raised that you're going to have consequences. And even if you think that you've gotten away with it in this lifetime, when you stand before the Lord, because all of us are going to have, maybe that's the issue. When you stand before the Lord, when you stand before the Lord and have to account, you're going to have to account for the deeds that you have done in your body. Am I the only one that was raised that way? Am I the only one who was raised that way? It's about to get controversial, so I'm gonna move my boo-boo's stuff off of here because I don't want to be like, oh, this crazy lady was cussing and fussing. What you want? Talk about follow you on Instagram. Was I the only one who I'm confused and conflamed at this point. Like, who raised you? Like, where's the girl code at? Where is your common decency at? This one, then this is what's killing me. Oh, them girls are saying that that's not her friend. Like that makes it any better. Like that makes what that justifies or makes what she did any better. That woman invited you into her home. She invited you into her home. She broke bread with you. She allowed your stank. She allowed you to dip your booty into her pool. She introduced you to her family, meaning her husband. You saw all the things that she had and you decided, oh, I want that. And so that's what you decide. Like, this is a trigger for me. Y'all know a couple weeks ago, I was triggered by an infidelity that happened in my family, and I went the hell off. And I am again triggered by this because this was exactly what was done to my mother. A woman plotted. She's put her eye on my daddy and said, that's what I want. That's what I'm going to get. And then she pretended to be my sister's friend to gain access to our home and gain access to my father. Now, I blame my daddy too, because I cussed that, God rest his soul, because I cussed that nigga out several times about this whole situation. Like when I say my hands are rated E for everyone, just like I tried to push that broad's face through a windshield of a car, I swear to God, our roundhouse rocked my daddy and broke his glasses. I blame you as much as I blame her. And Mr. Simon, bring your ass on down to the, bring your ass to the altar. Because Portia broke girl code with this young lady, coming into her home and diddly daddling with you. But you, sir, you stood before the Lord and said that it's going to be me and her till the wheels fall off. And then you decided not to honor the commitment that you made to in front of God and her family and everybody else. That's what you decided to do. Now, if you and her were done, then you should have got a divorce, get a divorce, have it be final because they're still legally married at this juncture. And then if you decide you want to hop and pop with old girl, then that everything in decency and order. None of this was done in decency and order. First of all, you can't tell me that you've just been dating this man for 30 days. Now all of a sudden you get engaged and he's co-parenting your child. Ma'am, what in the hell? Background checks don't even come back good enough within 30 days for you to elect someone around your kid. What are you talking about? That doesn't even make any good sense. Your math ain't mathing, boo-boo. How are you so free with the protection of your daughter that you done invited? See, I knew your math wasn't good when you said there was 265 days in a year. So your math being off now is understandable because you showed us who you was a dingbat from a long time ago. But I thought you had some common sense. Even if you weren't all that book smart, I thought at some point you did have some common sense and decency about you. But clearly we are wrong. And my sincere hope is that Fallon runs up on you and drop kicks you in your esophagus. Her, you, and Raggedy husband, Father Time. I hope she drop kicks. I hope he takes half of his money. I hope she files in North Carolina and sue you for alienation of affection and gets half of your money. That's how I feel about this whole situation. But everybody's lying in the sand. Some people this is a big deal for. Some people this is not a big deal for. Everybody lying in the sand is different. This is where my line is. It's a hard line in the sand for me. And for you to prance your way into this woman's, that's what gets me about the whole thing. You pranced your way into this woman's home. She invited you into her home. Not knowing that when you came in the door, you started redecorating with all of your shit over top of the shit that you know what? His old ass. I hope he gives you worms. That's what I hope. I hope he gives you worms. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You're sad and confused. Ladies, let this be a warning to you. This is how I was raised. You don't just allow anyone into your home. This is why people call me that say that I'm not very hospitable. Ain't no welcome mat on my door. Because you welcome abroad in there and she just feel free to take whatever, including your man. And then I'm in jail because I done killed both of y'all. Nobody has time for that. Nobody has time for that. Oh, stinking ass. Ugh. Can't. Ugh. Okay. So, Sister Portia and Sister Simon, just lay on your face, prostrate before the Lord at the altar until the Lord tell you to get up. It won't be no time soon. I hope Kenya, and I don't even like Kenya, I hope Kenya has a field day dragging you about this. I hope every time she see you next season, this is the topic of discussion and she's dragging you by your nostrils. I really do. I sincerely do. God is not pleased with foolishness and he's not going to bless mess. So I don't know what y'all are going to do. I don't know what y'all are going to do, where y'all going to get, how y'all going to get it together. But I hope you do. Do it in decency and in order because this is a bunch of mess. And the Lord is not going to bless mess. Also, the Lord is never going to send you someone else. I need y'all to get it in your spirit, man. The Lord is never going to send you someone else's husband. If someone else's husband is the answer to your prayers, check your prayer life because I don't know what you're praying for. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That ain't it. That ain't what it is. You need to go back and reevaluate your life decisions, what you got going on, who you are at the core of your being as a person. All of those things. You need to check on all of them. I'm going to distress myself. I'm doing this with water because, first of all, I couldn't find my tea bags. I don't know where I put them. They're in the cabinet somewhere. Listen. Secondly, I just like water. And I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to lose at least 15 to 20 pounds in the next 30, 50, 48. How many days I got left? In the next 48 or so days before I get myself onto the Puerto Ricos. And I don't think 20 pounds is going to make that much difference in my frame, but I'm just saying it'll make me feel better about my life. All right, so now that Simon and stupid girl is laying on their face at the altar, Terry, y'all ain't got it yet. Keep calling his name till you get it. Just lay down there and lay on your face. I do have a question from a viewer. Yay, our first viewer question. Okay, so we're going to, this might get a little heavy. You may be triggered. Trigger warning. The person is going to remain anonymous. Let's get into it. So it says, here is my multifaceted, we love a multifaceted question. I've been with my husband since I was 16. I'm now almost 39. I feel like I was so young that I never found out who I was outside of being wife, mother, etc. Over time, we've changed and kind of grown apart. I love my husband with everything in me, but I honestly feel like I'm bisexual and there is a whole unexpected side to myself that's just bothering me. I want to stay with my husband and honor my vows, but I need to somehow find my way emotionally back to him. What do I do about my desires to be with women? I have never stepped outside of my marriage, so I need to find a way to process my feelings towards the subject without taking it there with a subject. Help. Okay, so we're going to do this in a couple of parts. We're going to speak to each section of this. Okay, so first, about being in the same relationship for the last 23 years since you were 16. One, that can be a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because it's very rare nowadays to have people who have been in relationships that are that long, that you found your person that early and y'all have just been together and doing the damn thing for that long. So that's one thing. I had a bit of that because I got married. I got married at the age of 23, 22, 23. I can't remember. I want to 21, 22. I can't remember. I was super young. And my husband and I were together up until I was 30 something. So a good 10 or so, 10, 15 years. I lost myself in our marriage. With our son passing away and me having to compartmentalize things so that I would deal with them later so that I can bolster him in his grief and continue to raise 3 children. I absolutely lost who I was, what I liked, what made me happy, any form of self-care, any of that. For years, I was lost. I was so busy being wife, mother, and holding everything together that I had no idea who Ebony was. And I had to come to, and around the 38, 39, 40 area, you start to come into an awakening of your grown status. That's a new unlock that comes with that particular age. You have to take time for yourself. You are, and first thing you have to know is you are worth taking the time. You are worth, first of all, too many people depend on you. You can't be depleted all the time, because how are you going to pour out and bless other people if your cup is always empty? That's the first thing. Take the time to figure out what it is that you truly like. This is how I came into the makeup and beating my face every day and, you know, that type of thing, because I took the time. Once I left the relationship with my husband, not I'm telling you to leave yours. I had extenuating circumstances. There was other things, abuse and things like that going on. So once I got out of that situation, I was lost for a little while. I had to figure out who Ebony was. What does she stand for? What will she take? What will she not take? What does she like? Does she want to be in a relationship with anyone? You know, is she cool being single? I had to relearn to figure out who I was and fall in love with myself again. And now I'm ready to share that with someone else. I had to be a whole complete person with a whole complete personality to be able to know what it is that I like and what it is that I don't like, what it is that I will stand for, what things that I've learned to pick my battles, what is a big deal, what isn't, what is a line in the sand, what isn't, all of those type of things. And that happened for me around the same age, 38, 39, 40. The light bulb came on and I was like, now listen here. Now, I don't mind cohabitating, but you I'm no longer okay with taking care of someone's grown ass son. You know what I'm saying? I am okay with being a helpmate. I am okay with being your revealer. I'm okay with being your rib. But what I am not okay with is being your mother and having to raise you and take care of you. That I'm not okay. That I'm not going to do, which is why my pickings have become very slim when in this dating situation and dating world that I'm in, because I'm not taking on yet another bill that I have to pay. I have to cover everything that is in my home, that is in my life, that I want to do, where I want to go, all of those things with no help from anyone else. If you're going to come into my life, you need to meet me where I am. That means that you have your own situation where all of your bills are paid and covered and you are taking care of you. And you are not. I need you to add value, not be a burden to me. Now, in my younger days when I was married, you know, I was the helpmeet. I was to do everything. I needed to make sure that if you couldn't provide because he had some health issues, then I'm okay. I'll put it all on my back and I'll carry us through. But at this point in my life, my children are grown. They are out of my house. I put myself in a situation where I can cover every bill that is in this domicile without an issue. What I need you to do, I need you to, like, men are always asking, what do you bring to the table? The table, baby. I bring the table. I never ask anybody to do anything that I cannot do for myself. If I say, ooh, baby, give me some money to get my nails done, I can afford to get my nails done if I want to. I'm never going to ask you to do something that I am not willing to do. That's why when men be like, oh, you're high maintenance, oh, you get your nails done, you get your hair done, you wear wigs, you do this, you do that, you have all of this $1,000 worth of makeup, you so high maintenance. I can be high maintenance because I can afford the maintenance. You see what I'm saying? So again, this is what I need you to do. I need you to get some self-care. I need you to maybe get a journal, start journaling if that will help. Have an accountability partner. I need you to figure out what it is that makes you happy, because you can't be happy with him if you're not happy with yourself. So as to the bisexuality, that's why porn, and you don't want to step outside of your marriage, which I absolutely respect. One, I think you need to have a conversation with your husband. That may add a little juice, not a little juice, maybe a little spice is what I mean. Not a little juicy. That may add a little spice to y'all's situation that y'all got going on. Maybe watch some lesbian porn. Watch a threesome with two women, that type of thing. and see and explore that way, especially if you're not trying to go outside. Is it just a sexual need, or do you think you would be more emotionally filled by being with someone, with another woman? That's my question. You have a desire to be with other women. So take a test run. Like I said, take a test run. Grab you some lesbian porn, a little rose. See what you get, see if it gets you popping. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared of those feelings. Whatever you like is what you like. But I do think you need to have an open, honest conversation. Once you get some clarity on what it is that's going on with you, maybe it's just a new sexual thing that you need to get you where you need to go when you're with your husband. I don't know, because I can't speak to that. But maybe have an open, honest conversation with your husband. Maybe y'all can incorporate some things in that'll help you fulfill that particular desire. The marriage bed cannot be defiled. So if you and your husband are talking and communicating and having understandings, you know what I'm saying? My thing is it just a sexual thing, or is it an emotional thing? Because those are two totally different things. If you are not being emotionally fed by your husband and you have a desire to be emotionally fed by a person of the same sex, then that becomes an issue, because that will then maybe create a wedge in your marriage. And so you need to figure out what it is exactly that is it just a desire? Well, I always had a curiosity and I've never had a chance to explore it. And now as I'm getting older and my light bulb has come on, now I want to explore that side of it. Or is it, you know, just I like a little girl on girl action to watch while we doing the do? It absolutely depends. Now, how to find your way emotionally back to your husband. Now, I was raised to believe that love is a cycle, and it goes in a circle. It's never ending, it never breaks. It just goes in a circle. So there are times when you will not be, oh, I'm so in love with him. Oh God, I love him. He's my baby. Sometimes you'll be like, here this nigga go again. I can't. Nigga, this what we doing? Like, why do you have to breathe on every breath, sir? Why? Just, you're driving me crazy. Can you just, can you get So it's not always going to be rainbows and flowers and, all of that good lovey-dovey, gushy stuff. Sometimes you're not gonna like this fool. Sometimes, nigga, go to your mama's house. She like you. It's going to be some of that. And all I can say is that this is the point where your commitment kicks into your spouse until the love comes back around and y'all come back. But again, this goes to you having open, honest conversations with your husband. See where he is emotionally, because men be all of that. Maybe you might want to incorporate some type of couples counseling into your situation. Not to say that there is like, oh, it's a horrible issue between you and your husband, but just for y'all both to make sure that y'all have a safe space to where y'all can get on the same page and continue to drive your family in the direction that you want it to go. You may also want to speak to a counselor alone before you get in there with your husband. Don't spring this on him. But you may want to talk to a counselor about your feelings of your bisexuality and what that means for you and how you would like to express that in a real way in your life, if that is exactly what it is that you want to do. Most of all, pray. Having a good prayer life and talk. And I talk to the Lord about everything. I talk to the Lord about. I know He be sick of me. I know He's sick of me. I know he'd be like, oh, this girl is praying again. He's like, she's praying yet again. Like she's just gonna keep. You're just gonna keep. That's what you're gonna do, daughter. You're just gonna keep. Absolutely. You said pray without ceasing. So, I just have an internal dialogue where I'm just continue. I'm just in a prayer that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friend. So, not only pray, but sometimes you need to sit still and listen. Once you have made your prayers and your requests known to the Lord, sometimes you need to just sit, be still, and listen and wait for the answer. You know what I'm saying? I know this is difficult. I know it's hard. We have turned into this micro wave. I need it now. Tell me what the answer is now. Give it to me now. I can't wait. No delayed gratification. No, none of that type of generation. But sometimes you need to just sit in things and let it marinate into your spirit before you move on in a situation. What happened, girl? Okay. Okay. That is the advice that I have for you, friend. But again, self-care is number one. You cannot pour from an empty cup, no matter how badly you want to. You can't be always running on fumes. Take care of you. Figure out who you are, because the person that I was 10 years ago is not the person that I am today. We are always ever evolving, ever changing, ever moving in a different direction. And so you need to get to learn who you are. Not only get to learn, but get to be okay with who you are at the core as a person. I have learned to be okay with the fact that I may not be the traditional person in our family. I am considered maybe the black sheep because, I move differently, because I'm not the same person that I was 10 years ago. So yes, I'm coming into the fullness thereof of who Ebony is. And like Ayala said, my presence is enough to change atmospheres when I walk into a room, and I'm walking into the fullness thereof of that. So people who have known me for years are having to react to me on a curve because I'm not the person that they used to know. There's been an upgrade. They have to get used to the new model, who is comfortable in her skin, who is comfortable in her sexuality, who is comfortable in the gifts that have manifested in her, that have been given to her by the Lord. So she's now walking into her calling and into her destiny. So that's my advice for you, is to just get to know first and foremost, pray. Get to know who you are. Make sure that you're incorporating self-care into your life so that you are full and you are not running on fumes. Have a open, honest conversation with your husband. Maybe incorporate some counseling, some couple counselings, so that y'all can find your way emotionally back to your other. Maybe your husband doesn't think y'all are emotionally estranged. Because, sometimes you'd be in a different place and he'd be like, no, I still loving my baby. Ooh, and all that good stuff. And you really like, nigga, you're still breathing. Like, why are you still breathing? So talk to him. Make sure y'all get on one accord. Get on one accord. Make sure that you're okay. Make sure that you are finding the things. And don't be afraid if it takes a turn. Your steps are ordered by the Lord. The Lord knows what's going to happen. He does the ending before he does the beginning. So he knows all the choices that are going to lead to you to where you are and where you're going. So trust in the Lord that he's leading you in the right direction. I know that's difficult. I know that answers be like, oh God, trust in the Lord. What is it? That means that pray about it. Take step forwards. Be still. Listen. Be listening. You can hear that still voice. You know when the decision is correct. You can feel it in your gut. Make the appropriate steps. Have conversations. Be open. Be honest. Be candid. Don't hide anything because that makes things worse. Don't hide anything. Be very open and honest and forthright about your needs, your wants, your desires with your husbands and in your life and what you want for you and what you want see for the future of your family and how all of that you would see this playing out. Again, you might want to get a journal and start journaling about your feelings and your emotions and things of that nature, just to get it out on paper so you're not holding it all in and bottling it all up. That's the answer that I have for you. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was helpful. That is going to be it for the That's Not My Ministry podcast. Listen, let me tell you what's not my ministry this week. Portia Williams. You still on the floor? Lay on your forehead, daughter, prostrate. Prostrate before the Lord. Again, I'm going to leave y'all with a couple of gems. Close your legs to married men. The Lord is never going to send you someone else's husband. He's never going to send you someone else's husband. He's not. He's just not. The Lord doesn't deal in mess, and and if it's much a mess, then it's not the Lord. Because he's not the author of confusion and conflama. Don't do it to yourself. Be aware of your surroundings. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your discernment about allowing people into your home and into your lives. The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And sometimes the devil is wrapped up in a beautiful package named Portia, who's dumb as a box of bricks. That is all I have for today. Thank y'all for listening, for hanging out with me this afternoon. It took me this is try number 3. One for the Son, one for the Holy Ghost. One for the Father, one for the Son, one for the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost is the one that works because Jesus Christ, the restarts was too much. It's too much. Please come back, meet me back here next week. We will have a new topic, maybe a new question, maybe a guest. We'll see what happens. Thank y'all for watching the That's Not My Ministry podcast. Please look for this podcast wherever podcasts are available, iTunes, Spotify, all of those good things. Leave me a 5-star rating on iTunes because that pushes the podcast out to more people. Thank y'all so much, and I will see y'all next week. Have a good one. I definitely got to get a jingle.